Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So I'm here with a video covering some very recent Drag Race tea that happened in the last week or so, and it involves Anetra being called out for cancelling gigs, Luxe Noir London's drag daughter being involved in some drama called Fish Heel Gate, and Canada's Drag Race contestant Tara Nova's drama with a bar that she called out for underpaying performers. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Anetra gets called out. As we know, Anetra competed on season 15 and was a very popular contestant. However, since being on the show, Anetra has been involved in some drama over the years on a few different occasions to do with cancelling gigs, and the same thing has happened again recently. I did talk about this in a previous video, but I'm going to go through some of the details here again, plus talk about the new details because it's relevant to the most recent drama. Okay, so the first bit of drama came in June 2023 when a bar in Dallas, Texas called Havana Bar and Grill posted on social media saying that Anetra had cancelled a gig. By the way, I found a lot of these tweets in Reddit threads, which I'll link to in the description if you're interested. So Havana Bar and Grill said, "We apologise, but due to unknown reasons, Anetra will not be at Havana tonight. The first time she cancelled was due to health reasons. This time the manager has apologised, but he cannot find Anetra. The manager has called family and friends. Anetra is nowhere to be found." And judging by the comments at the time, people felt like the club was being a bit dramatic in how they worded the post. The bar then posted an update in their Instagram stories saying that they tried everything to get in touch with Anetra, but she didn't respond to them and no one knew where she was. The club then reposted a story by another Dallas-based performer called Ariel Diamond, and the post basically said that this was Anetra's second time cancelling and it was not the bar's fault and they had no idea what was going on, but they asked for no hate to be sent to anyone. Anetra then seemingly responded in an Instagram story and said, "I love what I do and if I could be there to do it, I would, but please understand I'm not healthy right now and just had surgery days ago. I am not ready to be back on the road yet and will no longer be making my health a second priority. Please stop creating false narratives online and sending me hate. Go out and support your local entertainers." And so at this point, people sympathised with Anetra because she was seemingly experiencing some health issues, which was apparently why she cancelled. Then, a few months later, in September 2023, another one of Anetra's gigs was cancelled, this time in the Philippines. Anetra posted on Instagram saying, "Hi Philippines, I'm sorry, but this show has been cancelled. There is no response from the venue as to why." However, the venue responded on Instagram and said that it was actually Anetra's fault. The venue said, "Because Anetra cancelled her engagement with us, a refund will be issued to all ticket buyers. Please stay posted." The team is currently waiting for all deposits made to Anetra's ex-handler to be returned as part of the agreement on the cancelled engagement before we start processing the refunds. And so at the time, people then started to wonder if it was Anetra's fault, or whether she blamed the venue, or perhaps whether the issue was to do with Anetra's management and it was outside of Anetra's control. Then, a few weeks later, in early October 2023, the venue Cabaret Mado in Montreal posted saying that Anetra would not be there, so Willow Pill would be replacing her. And then, in a follow-up post, Cabaret Mado said that they had been told by Anetra's management that they couldn't get hold of her, so they suggested that the bar contact Anetra directly, which they did, but Anetra did not answer any of their calls, texts or emails. And they hope that she's doing well, but they got Willow Pill to fill in for her. Then, a few weeks later, Club Kids UK posted saying that Anetra's tour had been cancelled. In the post, they explained that they were told that Anetra was no longer with her management, so they told them to get in touch with her directly. They did that and they reached out by phone, text and email and on all social media platforms, but they got no response from Anetra. They added that they had already funded the tour and paid for flights and accommodation, etc., so they needed to speak to their insurance provider to find out how they could move forward with the cancelled tour. However, it should be noted that Club Kids itself does not have a very good reputation, and there's been quite a lot of drama involving them, and they apparently have not paid several of their queens for their gigs in the past, and they got called out about it. I did talk about this in a previous video, which I'll link to in the description. And since all of that happened, the owner Andrew also posted an apology on Instagram after being called out by multiple queens. And it looks like the company no longer exists, at least in its current form, and their social media account says in the bio, this account is no longer active. But anyway, back to Anitra, and at the time, in October 2023, people had sympathy for Anitra and felt like it probably wasn't her fault that the tour with Club Kids was cancelled, and they also thought about the fact that Club Kids had a shady reputation. Anitra then addressed the Club Kids tour cancellation on Instagram saying, "Hi all, I'm sorry to announce that I will not be touring with Club Kids. This year has been very difficult for me in a lot of areas, and there is a lot happening behind the scenes that I'm not ready to speak on at this time. I know this will disappoint a lot of people, but I am a human being and just need a moment to heal properly and return to you 100%. Please understand I love drag and wish I could be there with you all, but I have reached the point of necessity. This isn't me quitting, just stepping away for a moment to give my body what it needs. Please understand and stop the hate messages." After this, people still had sympathy for Anitra, but many people were saying that Anitra was being unprofessional by not letting the venues know that she would not be able to fulfill her contracts. Anitra's season 15 sister, Mistress Isabel Brooks, supported Anitra during this time and posted on Twitter saying that you should stop reading into things too much and some people find fame overwhelming. She followed this up in 2 other tweets, saying that some people have mental issues and don't know how to navigate these spaces, and you should give Anitra time to respond, but if she continues to exhibit a lack of care for her fans, that's on her. And people should stop contacting the other season 15 queens asking them about Anitra, because they don't control Anitra, and she'll reach out to them if she needs them. And so in general, at the time, people seemed to be quite split on how they felt about the situation. Then, a few days later, Anitra had a gig in Belfast that was also cancelled. The organiser sent out an email saying that although everything had been paid for and the ticket sales were good, they had no choice but to cancel the gig despite their best efforts. And by this point, it seemed that some people were losing a bit of sympathy for Anitra, although other people defended Anitra, saying that she was clearly not in a good place at the time. I believe that that was it for the time being, and there weren't any other gigs that were cancelled. However, very recently, in November 2024, another one of Anitra's gigs, this time in Spain, got cancelled, and the organiser clapped back at Anitra. So, a day ago, Anitra posted an Instagram story saying, "At Be Fresh Festival, at Monsieur Blyer has cancelled this gig last minute. I'm very sorry this isn't happening. I will make it up to you one day, Spain." And because of Anitra's previous history with cancelling gigs, some people seem to be dubious about whether this was true or not. Then, the person Anitra tagged, Monsieur Blyer, who is the founder of the Be Fresh Festival, tweeted in response to what Anitra had said about the cancellation and said that it was actually Anitra who cancelled the gig. The tweets are in Spanish, so I've used the auto-translate feature on Twitter to translate them into English to make it easier for you. But some of the translations aren't that great, and I do speak Spanish, so I'll correct any mistakes that I spot, which is why what I read out might not be the same as what's on screen. But Spanish isn't my first language, so there may be some errors. I also found some of the other tweets translated in a Reddit thread. So the tweet said, "The shamelessness of this girl is not only making me lose money, time and causing me to have a brand crisis, brackets and anxiety, but now she is going to try and save her ass when she has not answered a single email since we signed the contract. The lack of professionalism, my god. I do Be Fresh for the love of drag because I enjoy it and I feel like doing it, but not to make money. In most cases, I haven't earned anything or have even lost money, thinking the next one would make up for it. And now, seeing this, my god, the frustration. I haven't been working on this for 2 months, investing money in advertising, buying flights and hotels, brackets, money that is already thrown away, working with a team, and now this person comes along and releases this. I just refuse." Not only that, cancelling an event also costs me a lot of money to return the tickets. I swear I'm freaking out about the lack of professionalism. Because I don't know if you know, brackets I didn't know until Monday, but cancelling an event comes with management fees for ticket refunds as a percentage of the total sales, and there were a lot of tickets, so the cost is quite high. The Be Fresh Festival Twitter account also posted saying, "If you want to know what happened and why it was cancelled, it was just like that, and it seems to be her," but they translated it as his automatically, "way of acting with the promoters and parties. Therefore, we will not tolerate her tarnishing our brand with her shady actions." And they linked to a Reddit thread where a lot of tweets about the situation were. There was also a tweet apparently from a local queen who tweeted saying, "My darling, if you don't respond to the 639,191 emails asking for your details to get the flight, how did you intend to come? By boat?" Be Fresh also posted an official post saying that the festival had been cancelled due to the cancellation, presumably by Anitra, and they would see everyone in 2025. A few Drag Race España queens commented on the situation, including Season 1 contestant Killer Queen, who said, "I think that some drag stars should have more responsibility over the gigs they shut down or cancel. It saddens me that people put in a huge effort to prepare interesting performances and yet they have to bump into people that don't value their work. All my support and long live Be Fresh." There were also some other tweets about the situation, but I just included the ones with the main information. And so, it seems that the organiser is calling Anitra out for lying, and that Anitra was blaming them for cancelling the event, but according to the organiser, it was actually Anitra that cancelled. In the comments, most people seemed to support the organiser, especially given Anitra's history of cancelling events. However, at the moment, Anitra doesn't seem to have responded to the situation or provided any other details. I did check, and the comments on Anitra's most recent Instagram posts have been switched to limited, and I'm not sure if that's in response to this situation or it may have happened before. So it's not clear what is actually going on, and we may get some clarification in the future, and we'll have to wait and see. But I just want to say, please do not send hate to anyone involved or leave mean comments. This video is just for entertainment and education purposes, so please consume this tea passively and do not get involved. Fish Heel Gate. Okay, so we're now going to move on to another bit of recent drama to do with Luxx Noir London's drag daughter and what some people were calling Fish Heel Gate. So, Lana Duray is a drag artist based in New York, and she is the drag daughter of season 15 contestant Luxx Noir London. It's also rumoured that Lana may be a contestant on season 17 of Drag Race due to an absence on social media earlier in the year, along with other artists who they also suspect are on season 17. However, this is just speculation and has not been confirmed. The drama with Lana involves a performance she did recently where she had live fish inside her heels. The drama started when a Twitter user tweeted saying, "The diva who wore live fish in her shoes for a pageant, sister, no." People quickly deduced that this tweet was about Lana, and someone posted a TikTok video of the performance where it seems that Lana had live goldfish inside her transparent heels. Luxx Noir London then retweeted the original Twitter post and said, "Y'all are so annoying." People in the replies then criticised Luxx, saying that she was excusing animal abuse. Luxx then responded to some of the people asking if they eat meat. And she also responded to another Twitter user calling them, quote, "an annoying little B-word." Candy Muse then got involved, and I can't find the original tweets because I think they may have been deleted. However, from what I can see, I think a Twitter user had encouraged for people to mass report Lana's social media account for animal abuse, and other people were claiming that people were being racist against Lana. Candy then tweeted saying, "Y'all don't care about black people. To be okay with a white man mass reporting a black queer person to the police over a goldfish is crazy." This was then followed up by another tweet by Candy that said, "Being upset over a goldfish in a heel is some out-of-this-world boredom. Like, please, it's a fish, a goldfish, a feeder fish. There are bigger things to worry about in this world. However, you as a white cis man going on your large platform and asking your followers to report a black queer drag queen over a feeder goldfish is a very dangerous situation. Y'all are annoying as F. Candy also responded to another tweet that was talking about this situation, and the person had tagged Lana, Lux and Candy and said that they wished to double the pain the fish felt and give it to those three. And Candy retweeted this and said, F them fish. There was also a lot of back and forward on this situation on social media, with some people saying that it was animal abuse and it wasn't right. And other people defended Lana and said that people were being hypocritical if they eat meat, and they were overreacting to the situation. Lana then eventually addressed the situation and posted an Instagram story which said, "Hi everyone, I just wanted to take a moment to address something. Recently I made the questionable decision to put goldfish inside my shoes as part of a performance. At the time I genuinely thought it was a creative and fun idea and I took precautions to ensure they were safe, but looking back I realised that wasn't right and definitely wasn't okay. Goldfish aren't accessories and they definitely didn't sign up to be my backup dancers. While I intended for no harm to come to them, the fact that I put them in this situation at all was a huge mistake. I'm deeply sorry to anyone I've upset or disappointed. Moving forward, I'll make sure to keep my creative ideas fish-free. Thank you for holding me accountable and reminding me that not every idea is a good one." And it looks like that was the end of the drama for the time being, and again, please make sure you do not send hate to anyone involved. Tara Nova calls out drag bar owner. So finally, I'd like to quickly talk about a bit of drama that happened to do with Canada's Drag Race. Season 5 of Canada's Drag Race started recently, and in episode 1, one of the contestants named Tara Nova talked about how hard it is to make a living in drag in rural communities, such as in Newfoundland, which is where she lives. And Tara said that the queens there do 6 numbers and only get paid $37.50 per gig, which the other queens were shocked by.
In Newfoundland, we do 6 numbers, and we're each only paid $37.50.
Wait, what? My rate for my performers is like flat out $200, no matter what gig, where it is. What? I don't think that Newfoundland bar is owned by a drag performer. They don't know what you're going through.
No, it's a straight man.
I know what you're going through. I'm gonna pay you for what you're worth.
When the episode aired, Tara was in her local bar in Newfoundland called Velvet at a viewing party, and the crowd cheered when this moment happened, but it was a bit awkward because she was in the bar at the time that she was criticising. Tara then posted a video on Instagram sometime later saying that Velvet Bar had cancelled the rest of the viewing parties for Canada's Drag Race as a result of being called out for underpaying performers. Velvet Nightclub then got a huge amount of backlash on social media, and they have since made their Instagram private. The bar owner is also a straight man, and people were accusing him of exploiting queer performers, but they said that it was not the other people's fault who work there, it was just the owner's fault. Another local Newfoundland queen named Ida Kumquat reposted Tara's post and said that the owner of Velvet couldn't handle his poor business practices of not paying queens enough being called out, even though they apparently make thousands of dollars through drink sales. Velvet responded to the drama by posting saying that there was apparently a budget of $255, which was divided between the queens, but Tara hadn't mentioned that. Tara apparently came to them with a proposal that she would be the headliner for 4 shows a month, which is 50% of all of the shows for the next year, but Velvet felt that this was unfair to the other drag performers. They also claimed that Tara said she wouldn't help them with any damage control until this agreement was signed. Then, Velvet posted again saying that as a result of the comments that were made by Tara on Drag Race, they had re-evaluated their policies, and they would now be introducing a cover charge so that they could increase their show budgets. And on social media, some people questioned why they didn't have a cover fee before, but other people claimed that they did used to have a cover fee in the past, so it's not 100% clear what's true and what isn't. Tara also posted another video and said that she had met with the owner to discuss the situation, but instead of trying to negotiate, the owner decided to be, quote, petty, cheap, and shameless. Tara also said that it was only 3 shows per month that she had in the agreement, not 4, as the owner had claimed. And they had a written agreement which they had signed, but the bar owner was now saying that he would not honour that agreement even though they had both signed it. Tara added that she thinks this whole thing was just a PR stunt by the owner, and they were trying to unfairly paint Tara as trying to dominate the local drag scene, even though that's not true. So Tara said that she's had enough of it and she will never work at this bar again, and she hopes that other queens who work there will get paid more in the future. And then, after this all came out, Dreamhouse Productions posted saying that in solidarity with the Newfoundland drag community, they would be pulling their Wicked Drag Tribute Act from Velvet and would be moving it to a different time and place. And so, as of right now, it looks like that's the end of the drama, although it is still somewhat unresolved, so we'll have to see if Velvet or Tara post any further updates about this. So there you go, there were 3 recent Drag Race dramas. Did you know about any of these before? And what do you think about these situations? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to support my channel and get exclusive benefits such as early access to my videos, priority when submitting interview questions, and other amazing benefits, then please consider signing up to my Patreon and supporting my channel. It just costs a few dollars a month and it really does make a huge difference to my channel. And I'll put a link to my Patreon in the description. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to all of my amazing Patreon members. Your support every month really does mean such a huge amount to me. I really love talking with my Patreon community in the Have Your Say polls and things like that. So thank you so much. Your support truly means more than you realise. If you liked this video, please remember to like and comment on the video to help tell the algorithm that this is a great video. And make sure you hit the subscribe button because it really does make such a big difference to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!